All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. Purpose of today's video really is to show you how to edit STL files so that we can cut them down and create joints so that after you've printed them, if you're into 3D printing, um, you can join them back together. And really, that's the purpose. You may have times where you have a very large STL file if you're printing helmets or masks or things like that, and maybe your print bed isn't large enough to go ahead and print those. We can take those files, cut them down, create some joints so that after you print them, you can join them back together. And I have found that a program like Shapr3D allows us to kind of do that pretty easily after a little bit of work. So with that, we're going to go ahead and just dive right into it here. I've actually created a just a basic STL file that I'm going to pull in to use for this example. You will notice, again, this is a very basic file. It consists of essentially two blocks. And let's say that we want to, in our scenario, break these two blocks apart and then add a joint between them so that after we've printed them, we can join them back together. The first thing we're going to do with Shapr3D, you'll notice your toolbars is over kind of on the left-hand side. There are other tools by all means that you could probably do this in. Fusion 360 is another one. I just found that Shapr was very easy to pick up, and I'm actually on their little demo version right now. So even through their demo, we're able to make basic edits through on STL files, which is kind of neat. So with that, we're going to start by actually adding a construction plane. That construction plane is going to be then used to determine where we want to make our slice or our cut, if you will, within our object. So right now this is one object. You'll notice it says mesh body 01 at the bottom, which tells us this is a mesh type object. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a construction plane. We're going to hit add over on the left hand side. We're going to do construction plane, and we're going to select the Z axis construction plane. From there, I'm going to leave the type to offset. What that's going to do after I click next is you'll notice now a construction plane just popped up that aligns with our Z axis. And we're going to move this all the way up to the front of our image where we want to make our slice. So you'll notice when I pulled it front, all of a sudden that ghosting kind of popped forward. So that means we're right in front of that image, which is exactly where I want to make this slice. Okay, so we're now going to go ahead and click onto, we're going to hit done. That commits the actual construction plane that we now have put on our workspace here. We're going to click our object, and we are going to then go ahead and split body. So we are going to split the body of the object into two separate parts using this construction plane as our axis. From there, we click done, and you will notice we now have two parts, which is exactly what we were looking for. So next up, what we want to do is we're going to actually move this construction plane kind of where we want to put our joint. Maybe you want to do multiple joints, and that's okay. In our case, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to just do one just to kind of show proof of concept of how this would work. So what I'm going to do is actually take this new object that we've created from the larger object body, and we're going to actually just move it out, I don't know, 20 millimeters or so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually select our plane and our other body. And what I'd like to do is actually isolate those so that I don't get confused with where I'm working as I'm zooming in here, okay? So you'll notice down at the very bottom, I hit that isolate after I've selected what I wanted to isolate from a view perspective. And so that's how I've done that. Next, we have our plane here, which I'm going to select over on the left-hand side, and then we're going to add a sketch to it. So this is where you put the type of joint you want to add. You could do rectangles, you could do circles like a dowel, you could do polygons. It's really up to you. You could do your own fancy own little design if you want. Doesn't really matter. For simplicity purposes, I'm just going to do a rectangle, right? Maybe we just do a block, something like that, right? Nothing fancy. From there, we're going to rotate our view out just slightly, and we're going to exit our sketch. And we're going to use this sketch plane now to extrude either in or out of the object. And in our case, we're going to make this side the part that's going to be extruding in. So we're going to extrude it back into the object, we'll say about 10 millimeters. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to select our sketch plane, and I actually want to move our sketch plane away from the object itself. So to do that, I select the sketch plane of up here in the top left, and then what we're going to do is click this here. This allows us to now move that sketch plane. So we're going to move this forward so it's out of our way. Okay. What I would want to do next is take the object that we extruded in, and we actually want to get rid of that. So to do that, we have to cut it away from the larger body. Okay, so we're going to start by selecting the body, go down to more, and we're going to hit subtract. Okay, by hitting subtract, we have our positive body here. We're going to subtract the inside here, right? Sorry. So it should look like this, where you have your positive body on the outside and what we want to subtract away from it. In this case, the piece that we extruded inside. And we're going to hit done. So that now it doesn't look like it's done anything, but in actuality, it's now created a separate object that we can now then pull out. And we can actually delete. So if you double click it, you'll notice we now have a nice little cutout, which is exactly what we were looking for. Okay. Now the reason I pulled this sketch out is because now what we want to do is create the opposite side, right? You onto the other body. So what we're going to do is unhide or unisolate our views. We're going to change our views ever so slightly and select these ones. You can obviously go do it up here as well, whatever works best for you, and then we're going to isolate that view. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move this sketch body, to the face that we're going to make this edit to, right? So let's go ahead and hit move, rotate on the sketch body and bring it back. You'll notice as you bring it back, once you get closer, the body or the sketch body kind of disappears, right? Or the sketch plane, sorry. So if I go back one more click, boom, it's out of visibility. Bring it back out. There we go. Okay, that's where I want it. Okay, next what we're going to do is actually extrude. In our case, we want to extrude it out now. So we're going to extrude it out, and I did 10 millimeters in, so I might as well go 10 millimeters out, right? So we are bringing this out to 10 millimeters so that it kind of matches our in. There we go. And with that, you will notice if we bring this up kind of at this angle and we remove our isolation, we now have a joint. And again, ideally, what I would do is create another joint, right? You could create two joints where it joints in and out. You could put one side of the joint over here and the extruded side over here. So there's a couple options on how you want to do this, whatever you think makes the most sense. But that is how you create joints. So with that, thanks for watching. If you found this video useful at all, please give it a like and subscribe. And hopefully I will have some more content for you in the future. Thank you so much.